Hey, good morning friends, and welcome to another episode of Lex's Budget Bunker Build. So you can see I've got the pump going right now, and the bunk is actually flooded. So the problem was this connector here, and I know a couple of you had mentioned this wouldn't be possibly overly reliable, and it turns out you're right. It obviously lost contact, which meant that the water pump was reliant on that little battery down there. It's just not enough, because the big battery of course is under here, connects up to the pump through those contacts. So I obviously need to address that. That'll be on my to-do list. In the meantime, we've got the pump going, so I'll give that half an hour, hopefully drain that out. But it's going to be a wet, sticky mess now. Okay guys, you can see the pump's going gangbusters right now, pumping out the water. I'll show you just how far it's actually pumping it. So it comes along here, and then the hose actually goes underneath this sort of bark garden here, comes along here, see the hose there, pops out under the fence, and if we come around this side, so it's then coming under here, and the hose itself is actually in this little gully. Whoops, I'm pointing to my foot, so it comes along there, it goes through there, and of course it goes underground at that point. And here's the hose there, that's the water pump. So it's quite a, it's actually pumping at quite a distance. Anyway, you can actually, I don't know if you can see it guys, but the water level's dropped already. So I'm going to go and have some porridge and a cup of coffee, and come back in half an hour, and hopefully that'll be drained out. shit. Bloody hammer. Well friends, it's another weekend over. I've run out of time. I feel quite pleased with what I've got done today. I'll just give you a quick view. So we've got this bottom layer of with this next layer of retaining wall in. It's all in nice and secure. And you can see on this piece here, I've got the holes drilled ready for the rebar to go in. So as I mentioned, these holes are just slightly bigger than the rebar, the diameter of the rebar. So I'll slot them in, probably put in like about a sort of a ½ meter piece, and then I can hammer it in. And then when it's hammered in about, so it's maybe, I don't know, 50 to 100 mil away from the end of the hole, then I'll weld an extension on it and then carry on hammering it in. And the plan is to, I mean, depending on how dense the clay is and how successful it is, but I'm hoping to ram in about 1.5 meters. And so this end of the rebar will be supported by the wood. And then down here, I'll excavate out here. I want to go back about 1 meter. And so then the opposite end of the rebar will be supported by the clay. It'll be encased in the clay, embedded in there. And hopefully, so it's secured at both ends, and with being them 50 mil apart, I'm hoping that that'll stop any, stop it from caving in. But obviously, this is all trial and error. But I'll be careful when I get to that stage. And as soon as I can start, as soon as I dig it out enough that I can start reinforcing the roof, then obviously I will. And at this stage I'm hoping for about 1 cubic meter of space down here. Be really handy. I'll better put the water pump in there, and and I'm going to put another battery in there and a water reservoir, and then that'll be, as I mentioned to you, there'll be 2 pumps. So there'll be one at the bottom of the sump and then one here, so it's only having to lift it about 3.5 meters each pump, and I think that'll work quite well. But we will see. The other thing I've done is I've put my little ladder extension down there. It's getting the hole gets deeper. I've run out of ladder, so I need to buy another ladder. But in the interim, I'll use this to get me down to the bottom there. And yeah, and then the other job I did was I've moved this manual water pump switch down here, because if you recall, it was right at the top there. I was having to use a spade or something to flick it on. That's ridiculous, right? It's down here where I need it, so I've moved it down here. And then you see the dodgy old chocolate block cable connector. The reason I've done that is because as the hole gets deeper, I'll need to move the switch down deeper, so it's no point. I was going to solder it on, but then I'll just be cutting it and redoing it. So I thought use the chocolate blocks for now, and then when I lower it down, I'll solder a new piece of wire on, make it a bit more permanent. So yeah, that's done, guys. So just want to have a shout out to my Patreons. I've gained another one, so welcome aboard, Nick. Really appreciate you joining the Underground Coffee Club. And yeah, and also just want to shout out to all my everybody that's subscribed to the channel and is following me and watching the videos and commenting. And a couple of special mentions. So it's, again, Nick, Nick and Darren. So Nick and Darren are two people that I've been chatting to, and Darren actually started his own dig channel. You guys got to check it out. I'll put a link in the description. It's Tunnel Tech. So this is a new channel, a new dig, and yeah, I can't get enough of watching people. Yeah, even though I'm digging my own hole, I really enjoy watching other people doing the same sort of thing and how they approach it. So that's another channel for you guys to watch, and it's you know, it's early days, so it's really cool to see it start right from the very beginning, and looking forward to watching that. So I'll put some links, as I say, I'll put some links in the description, not just to Tunnel Tech, but to some of the other channels that I follow. Some are more active than others, but you know, all worth a watch. And because I'm sure most people are probably watching the likes of Colin Furze and Tunnel Dave, who are two guys that I absolutely admire and really enjoy their channels. And I learn a lot too. These guys are super smart, and you know, they've got a few more resources than me, but that's, you know, I'm still learning and aspiring to sort of get to their level. And of course, Dale with his backyard bunker dig, he's a clever guy. And but yeah, I just love following other people's channels, and I'm sure you guys do too. So I'll put some links in there so you can, if you're missing any of those, you can catch up. And if you know of any channels that I'm not following, then please sing out, let me know, because so I can't get enough of this stuff. Crazy, right? But yeah, Darren, and getting back to Darren and Nick, they both had like a marathon video watching session, and sort of watched all, I think one of them watched all my videos in about 2 weeks, and the other one went through the whole lot in 1 week, which is I almost feel like they deserve a medal, because it's over 50 episodes, and some of those early videos were pretty dire, guys. So appreciate the effort you put in there to watch all those, and of course it does get my watch time up, so I really appreciate that. So anyway, I'm rambling again as always. Yeah, guys, girls, everybody out there, look after yourselves, and you know, live your best life, and yeah, keep safe, and until next weekend, this is Lex out. Cheers.